Who's starting off?
Let's all start, Bart. Number
Yeah.
two, vacant spots, I guess, on the line. What's important for you guys this spring to start the sorting out process there?
Well, the big thing this going into the spring is seeing the development of some of the younger players and who really can help us next season. I mean, obviously we have guys like Isaiah and Julian coming back. Zai is returning. Zai's not going to be in spring ball this year, obviously, but Zai's returning, and he could play a couple different positions there. So we're really trying to find where we have at center, what our best matchup is at right guard, right tackle. Maybe it's moving a guy over, stuff like that. We do want to try to keep some continuity, but really the development of these young players, that's really what spring football is all about.
It feels to me like Isaiah is kind of a fix-it, I guess. It seems like he's got the versatility to go all around. How important is that as you guys try to navigate this?
I mean, it's important. He does have ability to play other positions and that value, which is really going to help him and it's going to help us. He's also an All Big Ten returning player at his position and arguably an NFL caliber player at his position right now. And so there is some versatility that does help us. There's some flexibility there. But there's also, like I said, some merit to keeping those two together on that side because it's arguably maybe one of the most dominant sides in the Big Ten. So we're really fired up about what that shows and with him, but also the opportunity that exists for guys like a Kreutz, a Getsky, Jordan Slaughter, young guys like Hunter, and even some of the new players, Brandon Henderson and TJ, some of those guys, plus all the guys that we've talked about for a long time, and Clayton Leonard and some of those others. So it is an exciting thing. It also leaves you with some options, but we're not anywhere close to naming anything yet.
How much do you believe spring is like a trial and error process, just to see, okay, this works, this doesn't, so that you're not guessing so much when you get to fall camp?
I don't know if it's necessarily trial and error, seeing if things work. It's more, hey, let's try this to see if we can develop this skill set, if he has the skill set. So there's a little bit of, I guess, play there, but at the same time, we're not just throwing things against the wall. We're not just saying, hey, you go play center. They have to show those skill sets. They have to show what we can potentially use. And so there's a little bit of maybe experimentation early on, but not nothing that was going to blow everybody's mind and line Julian up and inside or something like that, right? So there is something to that to kind of play around a little bit and expose some guys, or maybe gets the best out of guys, but at the same time trying to build continuity and build really confidence in each one of these young players, because that's a big part of this thing is knowing how comfortable they can be. And we've got some equity in the whole year in obviously Barry's system, but 2 years is our staff and these guys in our system is in our line. The techniques, all those different things. So we want to keep building on that.
Still, but do you have kind of a rough timeline of where you want to kind of determine those things and where you want people in certain spots and how that process is going to shake out?
For depth, you're talking about? Like in
Or just
terms
kind of
depth?
for like where you want to put people in certain spots, if that makes sense.
No, not really. I guess to be simplistic, every day we're going to probably rotate some people, try some different things, but at the same time we're trying to again build off of where we came from, and then we got we got Zai's not practicing, so he's a returning starter. He's going to come back in the summer, so he's not even practicing. Plus, we got guys like Des Schuster coming in, Zach Amlin, who's a highly recruited player. So, there's a lot still that can be added over the summer. And then we've got another 30 days, in fall camp. So there's still a lot of time left, and we're only on practice one. But certainly have an idea of things I want to try and guys I want to see. And got some guys. Zach Barlev has had an unbelievable offseason, and so I'm really excited to see what he does. Getsky's had a great offseason. Kreutz has had a good offseason. He's hungry, and so there's a lot of things I want to see, take place here in the next 15 or the next 14 practices now.
So there's kind of a group of kind of a big group of young guys. What do you kind of tell them after kind of waiting their turn, and how do you kind of approach that with them taking the next
It's
step?
time to grow up. It's time to mature. Like, you're not just sitting there kind of getting better by it just because you're there. You're in the room, or it's osmosis, or it's your turn now. That's not how this thing works. I'm always trying to out-recruit who we have. I'm trying to out-recruit Julian Pearl right now. And so I think competition just breeds that in everybody. But for them to take ownership and ownership of the opportunity that lies ahead, right? And how they improve their game, how they work at their game. Are they just going out and practicing for an hour and a half every day, or like everybody else in America? Or are they doing more to elevate their game, right? And I think just that growth, that maturation process, what it takes to become a great player, I think is a big piece of them learning in this springtime, right? And it enables us as coaches to really push that and push them to get better.
Talk a lot about recruiting guys that have positional versatility. I mean, does that create just endless opportunities, or can that be too much sometimes? Like trying to put the pieces together. It's like this guy can go here, or here, or here, and you have to maybe find a lane for them.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I say position versatility when we recruit. It's that they can add value at another position if something doesn't work out, or we'll get the best five on the field. But at the same time, you got guys that are natural at certain positions, right? And that's really what you want. You want to put them at the best spot that they can be successful and they can help our team. So yeah, I don't want Isaiah playing all five. Now, he has the ability to, but I want him to concentrate on being the very best that he can be at the left guard spot, or if we do move him where he would be, at the best right tackle spot or whatever else. And same type of thing with Jordan Slaughter right now, and Isaiah's going to take most of the left guard reps, and I want Jordan to concentrate and do great on the right guard spots, and then maybe he takes some center stuff and things like that. So there's a lot of different things you could do and combinations you could do, but at the same time, we want to build continuity as well.
Typically with Cruz, he's been a little bit lighter than you've had at center in the past. Are you comfortable with him physicality-wise, if you had to put him in center, that he can handle that?
Well, we still have a long ways to go until that's the time, but he is getting bigger and stronger, and his weight's up that it's been, so that's good to see. And Josh is an incredibly smart player. His football IQ is very, very high, very football savvy. He grew up with one of the best centers ever played a game, and as a role model and father, and so I'm really pleased with where he is from a mental side of it. He really hasn't had, the game experience to show me that yet. I think he can do it, but this spring is obviously big for him to prove that. But everything that I've seen so far leads me to believe that he's ready for the opportunity and ready to show something. So I'm excited to see this spring. It will be an important spring for him, and it won't. I don't know if it's going to decide itself in the spring. It's going to keep going, because they're, we're always trying to get this roster better, and we've got other guys competing too. So.
But with the young guys, how do you know when they're ready? Like, what do you look for to know that they're ready to kind of meet that challenge for you?
That's a good question. A lot of things. Really, how they respond physically on the field, in terms of being able to execute the blocks we're asking them to execute. Right? Is it a stalemate? Are they able to get vertical movement? Are they able to get movement on our D line, which is very good? And can they handle the mental side of it? Are they making a lot of mistakes? Do they know where they're supposed to be? Are they playing fast? Are they explosive? Or is there pause? Is there delay? Is there hesitation? Their confidence or lack thereof is a big indicator, right? And different positions are maybe more easily seen than others. You look at the center position where, we had guys taking reps that young guys, TJ and Clayton and some of these guys, and really it hits them fast because they have to make calls, they have to see the defense, they have to do a lot of different things that they're not accustomed to doing, and they're not ready for that at this point, right? But they will be. They're just not, day one. So that's a big part of it based on that position. Tackle, it's a lot of times their mobility, right? How can they get the 4-eye cut off? Can you vertical set against our edge rushers, right? When you got guys coming up the field, I mean, it's a big deal. So that would be how I'd answer that. Yeah, different positions for different things.